Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of markrushton.com. It is Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. On break from the day job here. And you're looking at one of my fine paintings in my eBay art store. In addition to that, I'm also a recording artist. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. The topic is, should I continue podcasting? Now, I've been a podcaster since late 2004, which is pretty early days of podcasting, or the halcyon days. And I've podcasted under not continuously. It was, I started out and then I kind of changed it to the Ambient Rushton podcast in early 2005 and self-hosted it for the first 9 or 10 years. I hosted the files and updated the XML and all that sort of stuff. And then I got frustrated with it because iTunes, which was a major distributor of podcasts back in the day, they kept changing the rules. It seemed like every month your image size had to be like this and this and this. And, it was a moving target. And that's one of the things that I hate about Apple Music, iTunes, Apple, and they're just control freaks. And the less I have to deal with them, the better. That's just what I learned. And so one thing that I did in 2014 was I switched to a professional podcasting host, Libsyn, which I think is out of Pennsylvania somewhere. And I'm on the cheapy plan, $5 a month. I get like a small bit of stats, but not much. So I know that on a daily basis, I do get a number of listens of my podcasting catalog out there. I don't really care so much about it. I kick out maybe one a month. And all along, it's mostly been music. Sometimes it's been me talking a little bit about my music, but I kind of have a hard time talking about music. It's just not something that comes naturally, or I need to work at it, I guess. It's kind of like, when I sit here and talk about industry stuff or art stuff or whatever. What I'm doing here with this is I'm kind of, pushing myself, testing my limits, trying to get better at explaining that, or at least sort of being an interview subject of sorts, trying to be somewhat interesting about it. I don't know. I think that takes work. I don't think you can be a natural raconteur. You have to work at it. Practice makes perfect. But it's always been a music podcast. And sometimes I kind of wonder, what if I just took like some of these video things that I do, turn them into audio, which I can do, and then just carve them up and make them a talkie podcast. But I think that would probably upset everybody that listens to the music podcast. And they were like, I don't want the talkie podcast. I don't care about this guy talking about music or industry stuff or whatever. Maybe I should just keep them separate or whatever. But there have been many, 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 many times here over the last 7 or 8 years where I've just thought about giving it up entirely because it takes a bit of time to sort of throw them together. It doesn't take really that long, but I guess, I don't know. I guess I continue to just do it out of habit. And I don't really get much or any feedback with regard to the podcast. When I stopped for a while, I did get some, hey, are you done? Right. And then when you switch RSS feeds and everything like that, that screws everything up. So, but for $5 a month, it's not like I have advertising on there. I suppose it's like another form of advertising, and $5 a month, I can afford it. So I continue to continue on with it. I don't know. And there's part of me that's like, maybe it should be a little bit more regular, maybe more than once a month. Maybe I should talk a little bit. I don't know. I think maybe I should just let it be what it is, which is like, every now and then I'll decide to talk before the tracks or in between the tracks. And then other months when I just don't feel like talking about it, here's just some new music. Here's something to throw into your queue. I don't know how people listen to it. I know how I listen to podcasts. I listen to podcasts using my, I get a program on my Android here, Podkicker Pro, and there's a few that I listen to. and every so often I check it to see if there's new episodes, and that's something I will listen to while driving longer distances. I don't listen to music podcasts at all. They're just talky podcasts, and it's just content to listen to, chill out to, let your mind wander while you're driving a little bit. Theater for the mind. So, yeah, but again, other people, they like to listen to music for whatever. Maybe they're listening to the podcast and they just want it to continue on kind of as it is. It may not have that huge of an audience, but for those who listen to it, I'll keep doing it. So I don't know. This is just sort of a talky self-assessment. What should I do with this sort of thing? And it's just me and the camera here discussing it. But I think I'm just going to keep doing it how I'm doing it. $5 a month it's not the end of the world. And it doesn't take up that much time. So I think I'm going to continue on with it. But I don't know. I've always had ideas for other podcasts, some of which I've tried and stopped, and some which just haven't even gotten off the board. I maybe would like to do a more of a talky podcast in the future, but I think if I did that, I think it would be separate. I think it should be separate. I mean, I could pony up another 5 or 10 or $25 a month. Of course, I got the YouTube here. The YouTube, I guess these don't do that well on YouTube, but the alternative media that I post to, apparently it does okay. It's, I'm not breaking any records, but it does seem to have a little bit of an audience there. I do have followers on these other platforms. The world isn't just YouTube. So anyway, back to the day job here. I got to get back to it. It is Tuesday, July 27, 2021, and I'm Mark Rushton of markrushton.com. Real quick here. Yeah, so here is the Ambient Rushton podcast out at ambient.libsyn.com. And this is where you can go and find the RSS feed and listen to individual episodes out here. And of course, it's got all my links to all my other stuff. That may be valuable too. I just have no idea whether or not, I'm not ponying up for the big expensive stats package. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's it for today. And well, talk to you eventually.